Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 28 of the Crubcast. My name is Justin, also known as JTart9. If you don't know me, where have you been? I'm joined with someone on my left who is dancing. All hail buckets, also known as Nicco. Say hello, Nicco.
What's up, gamers?
We are also here with the just as famous, if not more famous, Mykonos fan. That is Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hi, that's me. I love fame.
And last but certainly not least, we have Wolf KO-san, also known as Sean. Hello, everybody.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Okay, so if you don't say that for the rest of the episode, you're gonna get fined.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Now I've said it too. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
good
here
now.
so I don't get fined.
I'm also just here so that way Kevin doesn't steal my part of the Crub earnings.
That is how a fine would work.
That's quite literally. No, it would go into like the Crub fund. But anyway,
Yeah.
it would go into the swear jar. Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, the swear jar.
Yeah.
But anyway, what are we doing here, Justin? Well, let me tell you. We're gonna make the Crub Direct. Now, what does that entail? This could be any games. It's not specifically Nintendo games. And we all have told each other before the stream one game that is like our dream game. That's the game that we want to see be made and put out for us to play.
Mm-hmm.
Conversely, though, every single person that has been told about these games have also created monkey's paw bad things that have to be attached to the game for that to be going into production. So we are going to have 3 monkey's paws each for each game. And yeah, we're going to go through and make our own Crub Direct where we have all the games we want.
It'd be boring if we just got nice things and got to enjoy the thing we want more than anything. That'd be boring.
Like that.
We have to destroy our dreams before we can let them run.
I want to destroy everyone's childhood more than it already is. And if it's not, then we did a poor job. I want to piss on your childhood right now. Let's go.
It's very...
I'll back you up on that. I'll do that with you. I'll back you up on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first childhood we're going to be pissing on is Christopher's. So,
All right,
I love
Chris.
this phrasing. All right, let me brace for impact.
No, it has to be when you least suspect it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how to react to that information. But, okay.
Carefully.
Enjoy your hamburger helper.
Oh, I don't. Oh, okay. Well, speaking of gigantic white gloves, my dream game would be Sonic Adventure 3 because they all have the gigantic white gloves. They're as big as their head. Every time I've ever tried to think about, what would a Sonic Adventure 3 be? The answer's probably not good, but this is the dream game where it turns out amazing and is everything I ever wanted it to be. So that's mine.
and so,
Am I being specific? Do I need to outline Sonic Adventure 3?
I mean, maybe for people in the audio realm
Non-Sonic fans
that don't know what a Sonic Adventure would entail.
What is the difference between a Sonic Adventure and a regular Sonic game? Answer. Do what you were going to say first. My bad.
For one, it's good and it's not bad.
Okay.
That's a big help
great start.
when it comes to Sonic.
Incredible start.
Already up there.
The monkey's paw is that it's bad.
Is that it has a story that takes itself kind of seriously, and that there are dramatics, there are character arcs, there are things happening. There are multiple playable characters. It could be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge, a robot, right? It's got to be a little melodramatic. Shadow dies at the end of Sonic Adventure 2. Like, it needs that kind of gut punch. It needs a Chow Garden, the little virtual pet thing with all that. And it have speed stages, saxophone solos, and be divisive in the fan base and make people mad. So that would be Sonic Adventure 3 in a nutshell.
Right.
Now, there are games like it that were almost called Sonic Adventure 3, such as Sonic 06, but thankfully, those don't count.
Because they don't have the adventure moniker, so we can just pretend that it wasn't Sonic Adventure 3.
Right.
I've held on to this hope for 22 years, so...
Because the Sonic Adventure moniker to me always meant like multiple different play styles between the different Sonic characters. Like, it's not strictly Sonic gameplay. There's always the Knuckles gameplay and the Tails gameplay and weird mech gameplay. Right. That the weird mech gameplay has to be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or else what are we even doing? Right.
Exactly.
And like Sonic Frontiers got kind of there.
Yeah, it got
sort
close.
of. but I want a few more steps in the right direction on that one, not just that little first step.
Mm-hmm.
So
Understandable.
that's my dream game at the Crub Direct.
Justin, would you care to
How
curl a
this?
finger?
I will curl
Sonic hurts me enough as is, so I hope you've brought something good.
Okay, so
This one's gonna be hard. This one's gonna be hard
'Cause, like,
to
at the
disappoint.
at the
Chris.
crux of
Oh,
this
no.
game, it's gonna have that Sonic jank to it. You know what I mean? But the deal with the devil that I have come to the episode with is that you get Sonic Adventure 3, but the game is now 100 hours long.
Okay.
And
Oh, it's like Sonic Frontiers.
and 40 hours of that 100 hours of runtime are unskippable cutscenes.
No.
That's so what?
You just made Metal Gear Solid 4.
So
Yeah, how,
I've put
unskippable.
a caveat that in New Game Plus you can skip the cutscenes, but the first time going through it you have to watch them all.
You have to watch them.
Okay.
So,
Wow,
you know,
I
spent 100 hours in Phantom Pain, so I guess I
Yeah.
get it.
Okay.
my
It's like 30 hours of Snake and the Chopper coming in as all the credits pop up. Maybe it could be like that.
yeah.
Every single stage you go to is like directed by Takashi Iizuka.
Yeah.
Like, why are you telling me this again?
Just in case you forgot.
Yeah.
I-
Just in case.
Because I'm already imagining like people on the internet being like, Sonic's story was never really that good in the first place. Now you got to watch 40 hours of it.
Yeah. God.
Yeah.
And some of the cutscenes just like loop over again because you're doing like different story beats.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I already saw this.
Right.
Yeah.
It'd be like SA1 where you're seeing the same thing from every character's perspective.
Yeah.
Blows
Okay.
up.
That alone sounds pretty bad, I have to say. I like a replayable Sonic game.
Yeah.
That is not.
That is not replayable.
Because it's still 60 hours of gameplay. You have to keep that in
Right.
mind.
Somehow.
Right?
Okay.
God. You know what that. Good job,
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good, Justin.
Nicco. What do you
Sean,
got?
Sean, what's your you go? You go.
Okay. So I God, he's like, no, I'm not.
No,
doing
that's
this.
good. No,
That's fine.
just trust me. You're gonna want to go.
Okay, so I came up with 2 for everybody in case anybody stole one of my ideas because
So that's a good idea.
that would happen.
As
So
it
here's
turns
2.
out, 100 hours Sonic game was one of my ideas.
It was not. So the first one. So you want Sonic Adventure 3, right?
Yeah.
It releases,
Oh,
but only for the Dreamcast. Only for the Dreamcast.
that's good so far.
So far, so good.
Yeah, that's so far.
Because
that's not too bad.
mine was originally going to be it's exclusive for Apple Arcade, but they're already doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, which that's yeah.
I'm glad we all went in different directions.
Yeah. And the second one, which I kind of really enjoy, is it's as long as Sonic Forces and you only play as Sonic in the last mission.
Like they just hide
That's-
Sonic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, maybe we
that's-
didn't go so
Hold on,
different
hold
on
on,
some of these.
hold on. And it's DLC to play as Sonic.
Right.
You gotta buy the Sonic DLC.
Yeah, to do the
Releases
final
only
final
for
mission.
Dreamcast.
To do the final mission, so it's like Zora's Wrath, where you have to buy the end game.
Where you can fight Akuma and Ryu.
Yeah,
I hate that your pitch, not to go too deep into the Sonic nerd stuff here, that's kind of what Sonic Forces originally was. It would
I
mostly
know.
be your little create a character,
Create a character.
and then there'd be some Sonic stages. So you're basically
Yeah.
just pitching for them to do that.
Sonic
so it's
Forces
on the
again.
Dreamcast.
yes.
But I also
Now
like the
we're-
idea that no one could play it because there's so much Dreamcast disc rot going on.
Yeah.
That would happen. To clarify for myself and the audience, are we then taking in all of these monkey paws, or am I like
You're gonna pick one.
selecting?
No, you gotta. No, I think you picked the game with all of them.
Yeah.
You have to
No,
choose the
I
game
think that
with all of them. Dude.
I think that you have to
Sean's
pick
giving
one.
me a real easy one because if
Yeah.
I just pick Dreamcast, then I'm happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you got to take it. We got to take it with all of them, dude.
You
Yeah, I
think so?
think take it with all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, take it with
Okay.
all of them.
Or at least
Yeah.
for this specific one, because I could just pick that and be like happy.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it'd be like, hey, it's on a Dreamcast. It even
If-
feels more like Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
If we feel that they're
Yeah.
too harsh, we can say pick one or pick two. If we
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
they're
but this
too
is
Okay.
this is not harsh enough.
yeah.
You need a rougher.
And I know mine is not that harsh. Which,
All right, what is it?
Oh, you
So-
went easy on me.
Yeah, I kind of did. So I did the entire it's Sonic Adventure 3, but the entire soundtrack is composed entirely by famous Twitch streamer JTart9 with
Okay, that's a
with
good
no
shout.
with no supervision or direction. He cannot
No.
ask anyone else for help. This is solely
No.
his work. And
No.
if you're interested in hearing a sample of this work, you can check out patreon.com/crub, where we have a sample of Justin's compositional excellence.
I need you to understand.
And
Oh,
you
wait.
can find us at Crub Official on all social media platforms except for Twitch, which is at Crub_official, where we go live every Tuesday at around 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And go check out crub.org for all the audio stuff. And hit that like button on the video. If you don't like it, take it back at the end. Really helps us out. Thank you.
Yes. But
Sorry,
also
now continue,
just-
fellas.
Well, just to bounce off of him making the music. The first time I ever heard, not talking about, Justin being DJ Hero or whatever the piss that game
Oh,
is.
Fuser?
It's just-
Fuser. Yeah.
That is a mistake. No one should ever let
No,
Justin do that.
DJ Arby's cooks, bro.
Someone that it is like take the keys away from this man. But at Crubcella, like I remember Nicco was like, "All right, Justin, here's all my stuff. Make a song," and I was like, "Just have fun, just have fun." And he like had the headphones on. He was like getting down to
was
it. He was like,
cooking.
he was like, "All right."
So serious.
He was like in the zone. He was like ignoring everybody around him. And he was like, "All right, I got this." And then Nicco put it on the speaker, and I lost my freaking mind because it was like I don't even know how to describe what I heard. Like,
No,
just straight up,
easily-
I took the headphones off and I was like, Nicco, I don't know what I'm doing. Please take this away from me.
I might
it
put a little
was-
sample in
it was
this
like-
episode just to
it was-
truly
Yeah,
underscore.
yeah.
it's like
If you-
watching someone
if you
try
would
to
like-
make the Mona Lisa, but like they were using their piss, and it's just
Oh, yeah. Dude, Chris, if you would like to put in a sample, Chris, please do so now.
Boom.
All right. And yeah, so Chris, you were going to say this was perfect for some reason before I cut you off with the plug.
That's incredible
Sorry.
because even the worst Sonic games are known to have really good soundtracks.
Yes.
and
Yes,
the
that's
Sonic
why
Adventure
I did this.
ones especially are beloved. So that would
having.
be actually catastrophic. No offense, Justin.
No, that's
The
fair.
worst decision.
And I had to go the extra layer deeper of just, he cannot ask anyone for help. This is
Yeah.
solely his work.
That would be a problem. That would genuinely
Yeah.
be a problem.
Yeah, no, that. Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah,
I
So, like,
I
I'm not.
want the world where we can justify having Justin boot camp at Nicco's for like a month and compose
Yeah.
the hypothetical Sonic Adventure 3 soundtrack.
Oh,
Yeah.
if we
Like,
had
oh,
enough,
yeah.
dude.
if we had
Oh,
enough
well,
of a ability to do that, where I could just
Dude,
sit in
well,
Nico's place and just make music
Justin's-
for an entire game.
I mean, he's hanging out here pretty soon in the near future.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
We might be able to make one song.
I
The
need
title
a-
track.
Yeah, I need you
Yeah,
to
we'll
make
make
a
the
s-
title
yeah.
track. Sonic
Justin,
Adventure
no.
3, The Adventures of Sonic, the third
Yes.
one.
That sure is a title.
the third one.
Sonic Adventure 3. Adventures of Sonic. The third one.
Yeah.
God.
Oh man. So that was
All right.
my monkey's paw. That just happened to seg into a plug.
Yeah,
Alright,
that-
It might be the worst one. Justin's one is pretty bad, right? That'd be dreadful. But at least I could take the music from his version and still enjoy it.
Mhm.
No one wins in Nicco's scenario.
Not a single
Like
person.
everyone actually loses.
Like even if the game's the best Sonic game ever made, listening to the music that I am making is a punishment.
Because like you're gonna be doing the vocals too. That's the thing that like you gotta
God!
like you're
No.
Yes.
Our own
Oh
Crush
yeah. No,
40
that's
right here, right,
well,
man.
dude. So my initial one was that the vocals would be Justin singing through an AI Michael Jackson filter. Because of
Why
Sonic
would-
3. Because of Sonic 3. This is Sonic Adventure
Okay.
3. It makes
Okay.
sense that
We
it will
gotta
line
bring
up.
back
That's
Michael.
the third one.
that
Gotta bring
that's a
gotta.
callback.
We have to resurrect and puppet around the corpse of Michael Jackson.
Jesus
just
Christ.
because this is the third Sonic game in a series, of course.
God, this God.
I think that's right. I think you're actually right. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I think
Mhm.
I think morally you're correct.
I don't know about morally, but like logistically he is.
Okay.
All right, so Chris, I'm gonna say you get either Nicco or my game, and it is on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, it has to be on the Dreamcast.
Or we could just pick the worst one. The rest of us could just pick the worst one, and the person just has the worst one, not the best one.
I think in this case, it might actually be funnier if all three of them apply.
If all three of them
it's on the
apply.
Dreamcast.
Because 100 hours of my music.
Sonic is only in the last mission of the 100-hour Dreamcast game.
Yeah,
And you have to buy
DLC.
Yeah, you have to buy DLC on the Dreamcast.
DLC that you have to pay for. Meanwhile, you're just hearing some kid randomly clack at keys the whole time. And open bags of chips. He'd open bags of chips on the track.
He does do that quite often.
For those of you listening, Justin often in Discord calls opens bags of chips without muting.
Why
Very
are we putting
often.
me on blast right now?
You know, for as much shit as we give Nicco about the one sneeze that one time, you do that quite a bit.
No, but that one was really funny.
It was really funny. Perhaps we'll tell that story.
I'm not giving Nicco shit for it. It's really funny.
No, it was a good. So
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll tell that story at a later date or on the Patreon or something.
Yeah. But let's get to the next game.
Oh wait,
yeah.
no, Chris, are you accepting this though? That's the
Oh
question.
yeah, Chris, do you accept?
I have to.
Yeah, you're taking it.
Sonic.
Yeah.
It's more Sonic.
I have to. Sonic.
Okay.
I love that guy.
Okay. All right.
Meanwhile, you just got me going, Jua!
Your cover of the Mystic Ruins theme. That should be the one you make.
Oh, we
God.
can do that.
No.
Sorry, audio listeners.
I feel bad for any non-Sonic Adventure players who are like,
but
why
now
is
you're
she
gonna
screaming.
But that's what the game's gonna have.
That's what it sounds like. That's what the game sounds like.
He's gonna be making those noises, and it's gonna again we'll have the Michael Jackson AI voice, but he's gonna overcome that with those screams.
Just through the Michael Jackson voice, just start screaming the Mystic Ruins theme.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
That's so good.
All right.
Oh,
I'm going to say Sean goes next.
All right.
yeah.
So mine is, those are pretty bad. But so mine is pretty simple. I am a 3D platformer slut. I love Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Threeie is the one thing that I was promised that after Banjo Tooie didn't happen. If you're going to say Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts, shut up. You're wrong. It's not Banjo Threeie. This is Banjo Threeie. Banjo Threeie is a 3D collectathon platformer where, big maps, however, fast travel and no backtracking, because backtracking was very, very prominent in Banjo Tooie, and it was very hard to navigate where you were going through. And you learn new moves. It has the same humor that it, once had back in the day, although a little more refined and maybe a little more adult jokes here and there, but
you don't want a character that solely speaks through burps.
Anyway, so maybe I'll think about that.
Maybe.
You might be able to sell me on that.
And also, it's done by the people that created the first two games, not just it's Rare, and because Rare is very different than when it was back then. So yeah, Banjo Threeie, not Banjo Kazooie nuts and bolts, because that's not. I get that it's the third game, but it's like Sonic Adventure 2 jump into. I don't even know what was after Sonic Adventure 2, but it's not the same.
You and me both won our third game to our turn of the century talkie animal game. How cute.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting until you see mine.
I suspect we all went in similar directions here, actually. Can I go first?
You may. Because you haven't had a chance yet.
Let's go.
All right. Mine is that in the first 2 hours of the game, Banjo gets beaten to death with a golf club.
Oh.
And the game is subversive, and you instead play as Boggy the Polar Bear's children to get revenge on who killed Banjo.
Oh my god!
And Kazooie loses her mind and is just inconsolable. So you get some DLC where Kazooie is playable and you are going through her mind as she tries to reckon with her grief.
All right, Justin, I'm going to Plan B. Justin, I'm going to Plan B.
Because that was Nicco's.
Yeah, so I'm going to Plan B. No, that was pretty.
Yeah, that was
pretty close to what I
I've
wrote.
just been thinking of The Last of Us lately, and I was like,
Mine-
what if Banjo got beat to death with a car?
So here's what I wrote. I wrote
Oh
the
my
game
God.
is advertised as expected, playing as Banjo, etc., but you don't play as Banjo or Threeie for 95% of the game in favor of their grandchildren, Loot and Bazooka, a polar bear and a gun, respectively. Their gameplay is wildly different, encouraging you to kill enemies with Bazooka.
Wait.
Rated M.
Oh.
That's
Wait.
what I wrote.
Wait, my thing is,
but-
my biggest thing about that is it's their grandchildren, but
It's a polar
Kazui's
bear.
grandchild is a gun.
Yeah.
It's just a gun.
What
no,
I
no,
got
they
out
had
of
them
that
to
was
get-
Nicco saying you don't play as Banjo or Threeie, which implies that Threeie is a character, which I do really like.
Yeah, he changes his name every game.
She
Who
don't
cares?
misgender Threeie.
Gender doesn't. No.
She's always
Yeah.
pregnant.
Okay,
True.
I should.
But
Yeah.
like,
Sorry,
jeez.
I meant who cares about this
Yes.
specific
Specific one.
scenario. I do care about that. I promise. But I do care about not giving the wrong pronouns to Threeie.
Oh my God. Okay.
That said,
All right.
I'm going with Plan B, which
Okay.
is sponsored by Wawa. There's Wawa ads in the game,
Oh, no.
and Threeie eats a
No.
Sizzli on camera.
What even is that? What's a Sizzli?
She eats a Sizzli on
What
camera.
is a Sizzli?
It's a Wawa breakfast sandwich.
What?
It's
Why would?
it's one of the ones that they have just sitting out on the rack.
Oh my!
It's
So it's
basically
like a-
Dates are going to be really good this week.
yeah,
so
so
like
basically,
Two Sizzly.
basically
It's
a
like a
Sizzli-
2 hour old
Sizzli.
sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
She's gonna
for
eat a
2
two. Oh my!
sitting under a heat lamp for 2 hours. Yeah,
Yeah, for
I
2
hate-
hours.
I hate
They're delicious,
Wawa.
dude. They're
Oh,
delicious.
Man, I was like all in.
Sizzli's are
I was all in
basically-
for these last two. I was
Yeah.
like, all right, you know what? That's kind of funny. Like, that's gonna suck, but like, you know, that's kind of
Well,
funny. All
so
right,
just
these
so
two
you
characters,
know-
and now Wawa.
Just so you know, I was gonna go with the one that I had written because it wasn't like the Wawa one's kind of cheap,
Yeah.
and so I was like, okay, I need to be creative. And Chris was also getting creative today.
God, it's just
I'm just imagining it already, though, right? Like Banjo's in a cuck chair watching Threeie eat a Sizzly, and he's so hungry that he just can't. He didn't take the deal. So he's like,
I was actually gonna write in that you have to play the game with sitting in the cuck chair.
I love that we're bringing that back. That is never gonna leave. That is just
No,
Crub
never.
lore at that point.
That's just canon now.
It's just canon
That's
now,
how
yeah.
I
And that-
imagine those games.
He parked his behind in that cuck chair, and he is never leaving.
If you want to know about the Cuck Chair, listen to our Halloween podcast because oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
good
straight
shout.
up.
Good shout.
All right, so I went a
Oh,
completely different route.
okay.
Thank God.
Oh, you did.
I did.
I was hoping you'd say the same thing.
Yeah, I was
So,
hoping you'd say the same
Here's
thing.
the thing
just-
here's the
Okay.
monkey's paw that I wrote. You
Okay.
don't play as Banjo or Threeie. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay.
I wrote
You don't
Banjo Threeie is there's no platforming. It is just a visual novel. And
Oh.
everyone has their sound effects for when they talk through the whole visual novel.
Oh,
And
so,
you can't
like-
skip it.
So you just hear the for like 20 hours.
can I like
like
hit the space bar so like it hurries up?
that would be my banjo?
No.
No,
No,
so I have to like
slow
sit there.
text scroll.
Slow
As
text
it's
scroll.
like, as they're
Yeah.
like, I love you so much, and I want to be there for you throughout everything, and they're just like moaning in my ear with those noises.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
just
I think it has to be the speed of untapped forward Banjo Kazooie text, which is like really slow, right? Because it goes with every syllable.
Yeah, because usually in visual novels they have a usually in visual novels they have like a go fast option for the
Yeah.
text. No,
They forgot.
No, this doesn't. They forgot.
this
Okay.
this is made by the Sea of Thieves rare. This is not made by.
Yeah,
Oh,
right. Okay. So
Actually, should I change mine to entirely written and voiced by AI with full voice acting?
I
What
would.
if you know the difference?
No, you
no,
would
no,
because
with
you'd
full
hear like.
voice acting. With full voice act, they give him full voice.
Yeah, you can't. You
Okay,
can't.
then
You
you
can't
know.
give Banjo an actual voice. Like, don't let this man say actual words.
Okay, I think we got to go with that,
then.
then. I think we got to go with that then. I'm nixing the Wawa, written and voiced entirely by AI, full voice acted.
God, what's the AI voice they're using?
The normal TikTok one that's like my game
Oh.
is so great.
Oh no, I would.
And it
I
goes,
would-
and it's like
oh.
halftime speed or whatever to go with the syllables coming across.
That's,
Kazooie's-
that's feeling. Like,
Yeah.
Kazooie's just like
no.
Look, get it through your thick skull, bird brain.
I don't like this.
This is getting worse.
My other idea was that it'd be WarioWare style, and that it's just all the stupid mini games no one really likes that much from Banjo, and you don't do any platforming.
That's also bad. Man, you guys are just ruining Banjo 3.
Because
they should do that for Yakuza, though. They should do that for Yakuza, but that's a separate conversation.
I have to choose.
I would say you choose one of them because all three of them are.
These are all pretty bad. Yeah, you choose one of any of the options. So you can either have
the Banjo Threeie visual novel. You can have Banjo Threeie Last of Us, where you don't play as Banjo, and Kazooie is DLC. Or you can play Banjo Threeie, sponsored by Wawa, voiced with AI voices.
I'm gonna pick The Last of Banjo.
The Last of Banjo!
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense.
It's gonna be The Last of Banjo because I'm gonna want to kill them back. Let's be honest. Like, I'm gonna want to do that, and it might not get the payoff I want, but geez, I'm gonna go for that. The visual
grandchildren, they take Banjo's backpack, and they do all the Last of Us stuff, and they put a gun on the workbench, and
and that's a nod to Bazooka, a nod to Loot and Bazooka.
Loot and Bazooka. Next would be the visual novel, because I just think that'd be kind of funny to do.
That one actually sounded like intriguing in a weird way.
Yeah.
It's like as a spin-off game I enjoy, but as Banjo 3, I would hate it. And then for
Banjo 3,
the AI voiced Banjo, where he just sounds like TikTok. I don't even know what he's just gonna. And there's gonna be like weird groans thrown in there here and there that like don't make any sense.
When it just goes like, ha, Threeie, I need to go get some loot.
And then they just eat Wawa. Awful. I hate everything about that. I hate Wawa.
Like
Wawa
they actively show the Sizzli box that Kazooie is holding. I'm sorry, that Threeie is holding.
Threeie, I need to go get myself a Sizzli.
And they just they name Kazooie Threeie and then never explain why. Awful. Yeah.
They gave him the Bentley AI voice, by the way. I didn't mention that, but they gave him the Bentley AI voice.
Oh, that's
the one that taken
someone. They gave someone the Bentley AI voice.
I feel like Bottles would be a good Bentley voice.
Yeah. They're the same character.
Kind of are.
Right.
Especially to the fact that they're dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Spoilers for Banjo.
So who's next?
I'll go next, yeah.
All right, so let's go.
The game that I want the most out of anything right now is I want them to do a remake of Fire Emblem 6 and 7. And the reason why these two games specifically is because Fire Emblem 7 is the game with Eliwood, Lyn, and Hector, which is a prequel story to Fire Emblem 6, which is Roy's game. Roy from Smash Bros. He has the fire sword with the red hair. The one after that is a prequel story to that. So what I would like them to do is make you play the first one, you play the prequel story, and then the decisions you make in the prequel story then lead into what the story of the one after it would be. So like the characters would know each other based on like who was alive at the end of the last one and be like, oh, I remember that character. They were a great legend. And then other characters in the game, they just kind of would be exerted. Like they'd be replaced with a different character that did it in their stead because their character died in the first run. Something like that. I think that would be really cool.
Your dream game is two games that pretty much already exist.
Pretty much, but they don't link like the way I said they do.
True.
Okay, so here's what I came up with. And again, I came up with two.
Okay.
So like you know how like in Fire Emblem you like do the war, you fight stuff, and bad stuff happens, and like the kingdoms around you and whatnot. So it's the remake. However, it's a city builder. So like everything you break, everything you destroy, you have to rebuild.
You have to repair it,
and you have to repair it. You don't talk to like your comrades or anything. Like the game is just based on you literally building up everything that the first, like the actual games, what they destroy and whatnot. You have to rebuild what they did. You don't take part in the battles. You don't take part in any of the conversation. You just have to rebuild everything and if you
You have a
fail,
cleanup
you have to
crew.
start over.
So
Yeah, you have a cleanup crew.
So you're basically following the party throughout the game, and
Yeah, you're
fixing all the stuff they break.
Yes. And then
I think that actually sounds really fun.
And then if you don't fix it, you have to start over.
God, there's permadeath.
There's permadeath.
I do like the idea of a game where like you are held fiscally and liable, like monetarily liable for any like property damage you cause.
Yeah, and then here's the other one. Because like I said, I have 2 for each one. Just in case anyone takes anything, which is why I probably should have waited till other people said theirs. But it doesn't freaking matter. So
Where jar?
yeah, I'll put $10 in it. Number 2 is everything is in first person.
Oh,
And not only that, it's VR.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I like the idea of a first-person VR strategy game.
Yeah. You can't
that's
see
like
any
the
you
exact
can't see
antithesis.
you
Yeah,
can't
right?
see anyone else's moves. You could just see yours.
What's in front of me?
Yeah.
So until someone shows up, I can't attack them because I just can't see them.
Yeah.
If I can add on, you don't get to control your party either. You literally just have to stand there and wait until you see the your turn thing come up.
Yeah,
again.
like you're just kind of
Yeah.
you are the unit on the map.
Chris, I think when you hear mine, you're going to want him to be able to control all the party members.
I see.
Okay.
I think we're going to want him to control all the party members.
I don't know what that
Okay.
entails, but I'm ready.
So far, all of Sean's actually sounds really fun.
All right, then
Does it?
I'll ruin it. I'll step in
Does
and
it?
ruin it.
Yeah,
I
I,
mean-
I would hate that. I would
it would be
so
really
against that.
it would be funny for the first 5 seconds to be just standing there in the middle of a field and just wait for it to say your turn and then only you can move.
And,
Yeah.
like really distant screams of fighting and like 99% hit attacks missing, you know?
Yeah.
But
So mine is that at the beginning of every turn,
Okay.
you have to solve a series of increasingly difficult puzzles in order to be able to take your turn. And that is anyone's move. So anytime anyone does anything that's under your control, you have to solve a series of increasingly difficult puzzles, culminating in a 4x4 Rubik's Cube.
I would
You have to
I would
solve
hate
it
everybody.
within. You have to
I like that
solve it
that's like
within
the
a certain amount of
morning
time.
alarm puzzle.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
would
And so-
uninstall that so fast.
And like there's like 3 levels. Like you take 3 turns where basically you get to make your turn maybe if you do a math problem right, and then it goes immediately to a 3 and a 4x4 Rubik's Cube, and you just have to
Am I presented
Solve
with the
those.
Rubik's Cube or is it on screen?
It's on screen. It's on
Oh,
screen.
I don't even get to like feel it and
No,
actually do it.
No, you do not. Yeah, no. It is an on-screen Rubik's Cube. You have to solve it.
Oh god. I'm imagining like using the Switch's like Joy-Cons to like twist it around. Like like the
Yes.
Mario Party
Oh
mini
yeah,
games.
motion controls,
Yeah.
even better. Yeah, add motion controls to that. You have to twist the other
Oh,
So you're holding it with this one and then
Joy-Con.
the other one you're twisting.
you twist the other Joy-Con.
God, imagine having stick shift with that too.
Stick
drift?
so bad.
Stick drift, whatever.
That's
I like
so
this one
bad.
because Justin still gets the game he wants, but it has such an anchor tied to it that you would
Yeah.
never want to play it.
Oh, 100 I would never get past the first level.
Yeah, he has to learn to solve 3 and 4-sided Rubik's Cube.
I used to
For
live with
every
someone.
turn.
I used to live with someone that knew how to solve Rubik's cubes, but he wouldn't teach me until I got an actual Rubik's cube.
Mhm.
He actively
I used
said,
to know.
"He actively said, yo, this Rubik's cube is trash. Until you get a real one, I'm not teaching you."
Man,
God.
I used to know how to solve one. I used to. I got pretty good at it at a point. I think I was like under a minute, but like that was it. I was never like super fast or anything like that. Like when I say under a minute, I mean 59 seconds. I don't mean like 30
30
seconds.
seconds. You weren't hitting like PBs.
Yeah, no, but that was years ago. I don't know how to do it anymore. I
Mm.
lost all that knowledge.
Knowledge.
I never did one.
I always tried to. I ended up just getting to a point where I would peel the stickers off and put them on the right spot.
See, I took it a step further. I took apart the Rubik's Cube and put it back together.
I mean, theoretically, that would work better.
Yeah.
Well, but then again, there was also like the fads of like speed cubers on YouTube being like, all right, here's how to lube up your very nice Rubik's Cube.
Lube
And
up?
they would be like, you just gotta put a little Vaseline, like open it up, put a little Vaseline inside it. And I didn't realize that they meant really nice like speed cubes. I thought you could just do it with like a Hasbro Rubik's Cube. And
You
or
rip that thing
Mattel
apart,
or whoever
huh?
makes a Rubik's Cube. Yeah, so I like well no, you could and I did it, but the thing was just greasy all the time. It didn't turn any faster.
You just made it slimy.
Yeah. It just started oozing slime.
Jesus Christ.
At that point, you
I
just
don't
put
like
in.
that.
Yeah, that's just like a burger. You just put it in a Burger King for like a day. It worked the shift and came back to work.
I swear that's like a Goosebumps novel, like the
with the
leaking
pus-filled Rubik's Cube.
Oh.
No, the greasy. No, who said pus? We said whatever.
Oh, I thought Chris was saying the pus-filled Rubik's Cube was like a Goosebumps novel.
Kind of.
Yeah, I didn't say pus either, but that would probably be how it would go.
Yeah.
It was just.
Yeah.
But I just like the grease cube. That's just like. It's just like leaking out grease all the time. Yo, that's what they have at like every Burger King. They just like have a Rubik's Cube above like their burgers and just like it comes down onto everything.
More grease on the Whopper! I'm turning it as hard as I can. It's not producing the puss. What are we doing?
Wait, what?
Dude, pus. We got to, dude. I'm gonna start bringing pus into more bits. I think pus.
I don't think
pus
you
has
need
legs.
to.
I think pus is funny. Pus has legs.
That actually ties into mine for Justin. Every character has big pustules on their face.
Yes.
With acne. No, I went for really low hanging fruit. I really thought we'd all go here, but it just shows that I'm not creative, which I'm very content with. Mine is that Justin gets his game, but it's a live service mobile game that shuts down after 2 years. It's delivered via weekly chapters. So by the time he finally gets to see the end of the game, he gets to enjoy it. And then it rips from his phone and he can never play it ever again.
God.
He gets his high quality Fire Emblem 6 and 7 double pack remake, but
Like a memory in the night.
Like a good old
yes.
regalia lost.
Although
like
Justin's
A, he has to wait 2 years to finish it, and B, he can never do it again.
Justin's the type of person to just buy a phone that was preloaded with that for thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So
I'm
If
thinking
that-
server based,
Yeah.
like a Dragalia Lost. That way, there's just no.
right, entirely
flip it off.
delisted. Yeah.
Yeah.
But people still play Dragalia Lost, though. Am I correct, Justin?
People, they do have
Not
private,
online.
They have private servers now
Yeah.
where they basically made everything client based, and you could like connect to a server and then play it from there.
Yeah.
Instead of having to connect to the main Regalia Lost servers, it's a whole thing. You have to like jailbreak your phone to even do it.
That makes sense.
In this instance, Roy Fire Emblem would come and stab you through the heart if you did that.
Yeah.
I like
Physically.
that. Well, because
He'd be like, I thought you were a real fan, Justin, playing the unofficial releases. And then he'd stick his binding blade through your face or whatever it's called.
that is true. It's called Binding Blade. That has the vibe of like you know how they had those satellite games for the SNES where they had they had a satellite Fire Emblem.
What does that mean?
So basically in Japan on the SNES, it was called the Super Famicom over there. It was basically a radio show that would transmit to a booth, and then you'd go to the booth that's like in a convenience store, and you'd put your cartridge into the booth. It would download the game onto the cartridge, and then you could go home and play it like a weekly show.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They did it for Zelda,
There's like
they did
a-
it for Fire Emblem, and I think that's it.
Oh, sounds
Like
like IO Interactive could take a hint from that book.
They could.
No, I'm just kidding. They shouldn't do that.
What were you
Don't
saying,
go
Chris?
back to Seasons for Hitman.
I don't know. I think I was going to make the point to Nicco. It's like, oh, they did a Zelda 1 remake with like a live stage voice acting thing with it too. Like you had to play during the time or something. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah,
So just gone.
That's pretty cool. I
Aside
like
from
that.
whatever people kept. Anyway, the point is Justin doesn't get to play his most desired game.
Yeah.
ever
Just
again.
play it.
I get to play it once, and
Ever
then it's just
again.
gone.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so
So mine is like the easiest, but also the worst, I think. But I
I
think
think
the others were
so.
way more creative.
yeah, so like yours would be, I just get what I want, but I only can play it once.
Yeah.
Which you might only realistically do anyway, actually.
No, I would want to play it more than one time because, like I said, the things that you do in the first game change what happens in the second. so
Yeah.
it does lend for multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, there's only one save file.
Yeah, there's
That's
only
it.
one save file and it disappears.
One save file.
I feel like I have to kind of go with. I mean, Sean's is not the game. You're just actively not playing the game.
You're
But
watching it
VR
happen.
first person strategy.
VR, and also you clean up their mess.
Yeah. And Nicco.
I think you got to take 2 out of the 3 here. I'm not.
Yeah. So like, Nicco's, yours was the solving a puzzle before every turn.
Increasingly difficult puzzles every move you make.
That's awful.
I would just kind of, I mean, ideally I would want Nicco's, because Nicco's, I at least get the game.
You're right.
That is true. You just have to learn to solve 3 and 4-sided Rubik's cubes.
Which, I mean, that would take more the time than actually playing the game.
Right.
Because
You'd
can't
be
do it.
surprised, dude, unless you learn how to solve them in like under 30 seconds.
But I like the idea that like Justin's spending like a solid 15 minutes, and then he finishes. He's like, finally, I did it. Oh, I can't do anything. So he just has to like walk up 3 spaces and then wait for his next turn to do the same exact thing.
That, or like imagine he does it and then his attack whiffs.
Yeah, because you can miss your attacks in Fire Emblem. Their accuracy,
And then
you
the
can
prompt
just
pops up, and it's another Rubik's cube. It's like, try again.
yeah, like
Try
they
again?
have like the reverse time feature in a lot of the new Fire Emblem games. If you want to reverse time, it's
Yeah.
another Rubik's cube.
Or we
Yeah.
see for each turn you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
go
yeah.
back.
Yep.
You'd be praying for microtransactions, man. You'd be like, don't we just pay $1 to have one more go? I hate myself.
Oh my god, yeah, $1. Like you
I
have
like-
to like spend
Yeah.
real currency to get turns.
Yeah, and it's like
that
a
are
full
puzzle-free.
it's like a full price game, but you
Yeah.
still have the microtransactions in it. It's kind of like like Ultimate Team, like
Oh
how you
my
pay for
God.
packs and you
Yeah.
pay for more turns. It's like ridiculous.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
so
this.
bad, dude.
man,
We've created a monster.
we have created a monster. You know what? I'll just take
Worth it.
Sean's. I'll just not play the game.
I'll just play something completely
Yeah, I'll just
different.
play like City Skylines.
So Sean's and Chris's.
Uh,
You gotta pick 2.
So-
you can't get away with just one.
so do I get the game? Do I play the game and then, like in that week in between chapters, do I have to play Sean's game?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
So I have to play Sean's game to unlock the next chapter that comes out next week. And if I start backloading,
Yes.
then I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
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 I
So
think
you
that,
have to do.
I
yeah.
think that's fair. I would do
Okay.
that. So the Fire Emblem
Okay.
6 and 7 remakes starring City Skylines only on mobile that are going to be taken away after the game is done in 2 years.
It's also in VR.
Also in VR.
Oh, right.
So in VR.
The Google Cardboard VR
Yeah.
Yeah.
on top of it all.
I mean, if you want to go like, I mean, it is mobile, so yeah, Google Cardboard.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say you can use Nintendo Labo, but I'm like, no, wait, it's on mobile.
It's on mobile.
Google Cardboard, baby.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you, Justin.
Sucks to be me.
Yeah. Yeah, yours is
Oh,
just
man.
like straight up not fun. Like mine's like funny.
Yeah.
Like Banjo Threeie, like watching like your beloved friend die. That's kind of funny. It's like, well, crap. I gotta go. Just go get revenge, buddy.
I like that, like for Sean's and Chris's, we just like we were just like, okay, like, you know, we're just like messing with you a little bit, but Justin's, we just like bullied the crap out of him.
Justice was like, you're going to make sure you don't get the game you want.
We were just like, you can't even play this game.
You get the game, but you can't play it.
Uh,
Okay.
I mean, that
Should
does
I do
finally
mine?
bring us to Nicco.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
I'm so excited for yours. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I have a bit that I want to say, but I think it'll take the wind out of sails, so I'm not going to say it. Maybe I'll say what it was later. But
Okay.
so the game, I also went for a threequel. But I've chosen Bloodborne 3 because I want them to just skip Bloodborne 2.
I don't
Outright skip.
know what that means, so I'm going to
So
need you
they
to
made
elaborate.
Dark Souls 2. So they made Dark Souls 2.
Oh, okay.
And if the Bloodborne trajectory is going to go the same way as Dark Souls, I'm not saying it is, but I am saying that I maybe would expect it to, possibly. And I want them to have a linear, non-open world Bloodborne 3, which is just more Bloodborne with maybe more accessibility type settings and maybe more quality of life things, right? So less boss run-ups, your health is not like a consumable like it is in Bloodborne, but otherwise I'm leaving my input out of it because I like what they make.
Okay.
Discuss. Who's going first?
I'm
Justin
gonna
just
go
got
first.
Okay, Chris, go
Again.
first.
Because I hate Justin. And
Right,
B,
right.
I didn't like that you tried to skip Bloodborne 2. I didn't like that you thought you could be willy-nilly with that. So I put into effect that the Bloodborne 2 that you skipped, they actually still made, but it was so bad and sold so poorly that in turn Bloodborne 3's budget and scope was reduced.
No.
So it's janky. It runs the sub 30 FPS, just like Bloodborne 1. They didn't have time to optimize it. They put all that time into 2.
Oh,
But since
far
you
it's not
didn't
that
play
bad.
it, it just didn't sell well enough.
You know what?
Mhm.
That's
And
fair.
they couldn't put much budget into 3.
Okay.
And then it gets open world DLC was my other stipulation.
Man.
It's just a game you want, but then you finally get more of it. And it's
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
world. Because I knew that would bother you specifically. That may not sound bad to anyone else, but I knew to you.
Yeah, well,
would
because
sound
I
bad.
don't. For the listeners keeping track at home, take a drink if you've heard me say this before. I don't like not that I don't like open world games. I've been playing more open world games and I've been really enjoying them. I don't like Elden Ring the way that Elden Ring did it. I love Elden Ring. I don't like that it's so vast and expansive and big, and I think in Souls games linear makes sense because you can control the scaling of the bosses and the order in which people play them. That's my spiel on that. That is genius, Chris. That was diabolical. Thank you.
'Cause
Just
I didn't
thank
know
you.
anything about Souls games, so I was like, I guess I'll just sabotage the one you do get.
yeah, no, that was diabolical because that actually is what would happen legitimately.
Dude, that sounds
Maybe
realistic.
not the open world. Maybe not the open world DLC thing, but the Bloodborne 2 being bad enough not to get a sequel thing is
that's
very scary. Very scary indeed. Justin?
All right, so just like Chris, I'm not a big Souls guy, so I didn't know what specifically to attack. But there was one thing I knew I could go after and make a little bit off kilter for you. Bloodborne 3 gets made. You get your game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But instead of it having its usual art style, it is now super hyper pop, like the most colorful game, Moe. Like all the blood in the game sparkles and is pink and bright.
A VTuber.
like your characters models are all look like VTubers. Like it's the most anime thing you've ever seen in your life.
That
the
sure
bosses
you
are
get,
all
like,
from
the-
Henson
that-
Workshop.
Yeah.
Muppets.
That's so funny. I legitimately had a similar thought for yours. I was going to say Fire Emblem, but the art style is made to be like hyper realistic, like Last of Us style art.
That would be really funny. That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I figured that it wasn't enough of a consequence.
Yeah, no,
But in this case,
you're
if
just as sure-
Bloodborne looked like the Fire Emblem games I've seen you play, oh my God, I would, that's not,
You would never turn
I'd
it
be
on.
I'd never turn it on.
I think we'd have to like keep tabs on Nicco for the following
Yeah.
week and just be like, "You okay, bud?"
He's like,
Yeah, I
why
might
is the
need
blood
to-
pink?
That is true. And I will say this.
It's not the
if
right shade of
Bloodborne
pink.
2, if they do end up making a sequel to Bloodborne and it is not good, I'm gonna need some emotional support.
That's
I, like-
that's a cry for help. That's not even like,
Yeah,
dude,
that-
No, well, I don't like to attach my like personality to like certain media, but like that's one of them that I just couldn't help it. Just is what
I
it
feel
is.
like a lot of people would be in that boat because Bloodborne is that game to so many people. Where if there was
Right.
another one and it did suck, after all this time, I think
Mhm.
there would be a lot of inconsolable people.
Yeah,
all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I feel like
It
there'd be a
would
lot of people
actually
in
be
denial.
disastrous.
A lot of people.
It's
in
been
denial.
like- It's been like almost 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a
That
long
game came
time.
out in 2016, I think.
I think it came out before then.
15.
2015?
I think 2015.
Possibly.
We're coming close either way to 10.
Yeah. I don't like that sentence.
Bloodborne release date.
Yeah, look up the release date.
2015, yeah.
Yeah.
2015. We're 8 years of Bloodborne, dude. That's almost
Just
9
all that
actually.
time just to get a hyper pop Bloodborne 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just take away the entire aesthetic and just that's bad.
Yeah, just to get VTuber models.
Just like-
oh my god, Justin.
I'm Abrietas Uwu.
Ooh.
I hate it. Everything you said hurt. All of that was pain. So, Nicco,
Yeah, Sean, what's yours?
so this is also assuming that me and Chris had a similar mindset that Bloodborne 2 just didn't sell as well. Why? Doesn't matter. Just didn't sell as well. So, them trying to get back on the market, they decided, you know what? Let's do a tried and true formula that seems to be working for one company. Bloodborne 3 is now a monster collection RPG.
No.
I'd play that.
No.
Yeah, I'd play that. Hold on.
Everything is turn based.
Oh, yeah.
It runs just as well as Bloodborne 1 and
Yes.
Pokemon Scarlet Violet. They have the same frame
They have the
rate.
same
Yeah.
frame rate, so it'll work out.
Well,
It's
I will
all
say
linear
this.
too.
Ooh.
No, linear is good. Linear is a plus, dude. Wow. Well, props to you guys for not mentioning horses or puppets. As
Oh,
we
I wasn't
know,
done. Like I said, I have two. I have two for everybody. Yours
Technically,
wasn't
I
done.
did. I was
So,
just adding
as-
on to Justin's.
There's a second part to this. It's like I said, I have two for everybody. So, Monster Collection, blah, blah, blah. The second thing is, and I don't think, I did this one specifically for you, just for you. Everything and everybody has, like, anime eyes.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
similar to
all
what I was
talk-
saying. Yeah.
And they all talk in uwu voices.
man.
Everybody.
Man.
Because I figured the
Uwu
story wouldn't
voices.
really matter for Nicco, but
Dude,
the
that's-
having to listen to that.
Yeah.
The uwu voices, that would put me off, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Even just the voices would be enough for me to like be turned off.
Just like when
Um,
you swing your like blade or whatever, it's just like, oh yeah, like
Uwu.
Yeah. Well, yeah, oh my god.
Can
Oh my
you do
god.
that
That's not
again,
even
but,
what I
like-
meant. That would be fine. I'm talking
Ju-
about when
ju-
they're normally speaking. Like
Yeah.
I don't like when they do the like hi, my name is Kirby.
Yeah.
I didn't have a good name.
They're just like, yeah, they're just like, ooh, woo, can you help me get rid of the little person that's underneath the floorboard?
Right. And like the baby voice. I hate that. I hate that so much, dude. Yeah, props to you guys for not going heavy on horses and puppets. I know that was low-hanging fruit, but as we've seen,
Too
they've already
low-hanging.
done Bloodborne with puppets, and it worked really well.
Well, yeah.
So
Liza P.
there's
Not
that. Lies of P, baby. So wow. I mean, wow.
I feel like
I'm
this
just
one's
sitting here like I'd finally play Bloodborne if it was a Pokemon game. Like those monsters, catching those, that'd be kind of
that'd be kind of funny.
I mean, I guess I have to accept
Yeah, well,
because it is what it is. But like, man,
I was like, which
Man,
which
I'm just
one-
gonna
rank
look
it,
like-
rank it for me. What's your like?
Oh, yeah.
Which one would you
Mm.
would be least detrimental to you?
Yeah, let's go.
least detrimental. So, Chris, remind me of yours one more time. Bloodborne 3 got a lower budget because 2 didn't sell as well, and it's not as good. I forget.
lower
what it-
budget, not as good. Frame rate's bad. Just
Oh,
not
yeah,
as
right, bad
good
frame rate.
design and monster
Okay.
design and stuff like that. It's just a
Right.
bad sequel, basically.
Okay, Chris is number 1 because that's relatively normal.
That's just Bloodborne.
Um,
Yeah.
That's. I mean, if
Damn,
Bloodborne had
Justin's going
come
for the jugular. Yeah, Bloodborne already sucks. So like,
No,
whatever.
I'm talking about like the
What?
frame rate and stuff like that. Like that's already like normal.
yeah, and also I'm playing Lies of P on an Xbox One, so like.
Like
You know,
the
there's-
design of the game is also suffering as a result, right? Like
right,
it's a lower
right,
budget
exactly.
in
Like the
general.
game itself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
still,
he's just
right?
not
It's like
good.
people defend Dark Souls 2 to this day.
No, they do.
And so that's like, there's that. There's a chance that you just love it, whatever. But I'm gonna have to say that Sean's is last
The Uwu voice
because
or the
well,
or the
no,
monster
so, like-
or the monster taming.
I assumed it was all in one.
Well, no,
It
Sean
is
always
all
comes.
in
one.
I mean, it's all in one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I assumed it was all in one, but like, yeah, the Monster Hunter thing, if it were not like turn-based, if it was just like Dark Souls, but you can capture a monster, like that'd be kind of all right. That maybe,
Yeah, no,
I mean,
that's why it
right.
has to be turn-based, because I'm like,
but it has to be turn-based,
it has
at
to be
which point I'm
turn-based.
like, that's the worst for me. Because even through all of that, I could still play Justin's version. I would just not come out of it looking very good.
You'd just be like blasted with like the amount of color in this game.
Yeah.
Not even just that. I mean, look, I play Fortnite, we play Rocket League. There's a ton of games that we play that have a ton of colors, but like it's the me looking like a weeb, or me looking, not that I don't like some anime, I do, but it's me looking like
Like
a bigger anime fan than I am.
One of
You
those.
don't want someone to walk in and see you
fans.
basically playing Lollipop
Right.
Chainsaw or something.
Yeah,
like that.
right. And I think it was the VTuber models that put me off, because
Yeah.
I don't like, obviously I don't care if people know that I do like anime. There's some anime that I really do like. I would care if people knew if
people knew that I liked VTubers.
if I knew that I liked something that was like VTuber adjacent. You know what I mean? Like that's something that I can't have as like my.
No offense to VTubers.
No offense to Brody and M.
We just don't want it in Bloodborne, it seems.
I just not my
I think
favorite.
it'd be funny to just have a built-in
medium.
VTuber in Bloodborne 3 at all
Yeah.
times.
Like, just-
but that
It's
was
like on your
This is
screen.
Yeah.
The first
It's
one,
always
the
at the
second one
bottom
didn't
left.
sell well, so we had to build this one for streamers, so that way you could put your
Yeah.
VTuber in the game.
Man, that they like literally give you. They resell the PlayStation iToy for the PS5.
God.
Instead of you making your character, you just make your VTuber.
Yeah. Oh my god, that I especially don't like. Although that sounds like it would at least be fun to play. I don't think it'd be fun to look at.
And it never leaves. It never leaves.
Oh man, fellas, you guys really did a good job on that.
Okay, so here's an idea that I want to do.
Yeah.
Out of everything we've done, I want us to rank the best one, like the one that we play the most out of the ones we picked,
Okay.
and then 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Which
Right.
let me pitch the Crub Direct that we now have. We have finalized the Crub
Yes.
Direct. It is now being brought to the masses, and these are the games that we have for the Crub Direct. A 100-hour long Sonic Adventure 3. 40 hours of that being cutscenes, unskippable until New Game Plus. The game is run on the Dreamcast, and I made all the music.
And
you
Sonic's
can't
not
ask
even
anyone
playable
for
to
help.
the last level.
Yeah, and Sonic is not playable until the last level. We have Banjo Threeie, The Last of Us, where you do not play as Banjo. Banjo is dead, and Kazooie is only playable until DLC. We have mobile Fire Emblem 6 and 7 remakes. Chapters are released weekly, and in between the chapters, you must complete an entire City Skylines project before you can play the next one.
Sorry, Banjo Threeie also sponsored by Wawa.
Oh, I forgot. Also sponsored by Wawa. Kazooie 3 eats a Sizzli.
I hate it.
What does that even mean?
Mobile FE 6 and 7. City Skylines in between the chapters. As the last chapter gets put out next week, the servers go down. You can never play the game again. And horribly buggy Bloodborne 3 due to poor sales of Bloodborne 2 with a hyper-pop anime art style that is where everyone has ooh voices, and it is a monster taming game.
It is turn-based. That's gonna chug so bad with the hyperpop too.
man.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
I would kill to see the Twitter or YouTube reactions to this direct. Like you would see people just actually turning themselves into like jails and stuff, and being like, it's just not worth it. There's nothing to look forward to.
I like the idea of still going on Twitter though and being like, that was a 6 out of a 10.
Another disappointing state of play from PlayStation.
Well, actually, what do we think IGN would rate all these games had they come out?
7.
Because I think it'd be 7 across the board.
Yeah, 7 across the board.
7 across the board, yeah.
So here's my list. Number 1 is Banjo Threeie, because I really just love the idea of the last of Banjo. It's so I would be so mad, but I'm in it. I'm in it for the long run. Number 2, just because I want to like experience it, all the jank. It's Bloodborne, Collectathon, collect monsters.
Yeah, let's go.
Number 3 is Sonic 100 Hours on the Dreamcast. Because like I need to experience that one day, but I know like that's gonna be on the back burner. And finally is Fire Emblem, because like I'm only gonna play that at work. And then like when it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
And you're like, well,
All right.
the first chapter was pretty good, I guess.
I think that's a respectable list. I think my list is pretty similar. I think, except I swapped 2 of them. So
Okay.
I have Sonic Adventure 3 at the top
Hell yeah, you do.
because that sounds like the most palatable out of all of these games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I guess you could just put your TV to mute and not listen to JTART 9's soundtrack.
Right. Well, and I also want to support my good friend, Twitch streamer JTAR 9.
He makes no money.
Where's the famous part?
Famous Twitch streamer JTAR 9.
Continue.
Mr. Ego over here. Look at him.
Justin
Wow.
Antelopes on the streets,
Man,
Give him a chance.
You get a couple veneers on your teeth, and now you're starting to big league us. Come on, man.
Mess up.
And so my number 2 is probably the Bloodborne remake, even with the monsters.
Okay.
My number 3 would be Banjo Threeie with all of that, especially love the Wawa. And my number 4 is, of course, Justin's game.
Turn-based
because
RPG strategy. Just everything that
City
Nicco
builder.
hates. Yeah.
It was
City
going to be
builder.
last anyway, unless we decided to make it like an action first-person shooter.
No. I thought about that and I'm like, no, that might actually be interesting. I don't want that.
That's what I was
say,
thinking,
that
too.
would
I was
be
like,
fun.
we can't just do genre changes based on the person. It has to be actually bad.
Yeah.
I think that the way I would go with it is probably Sonic Adventure 3 first, because my music is great.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I would go Fire Emblem next, because I like Fire Emblem. And at the end of the day, it's still the game I want. I just have to play City Skylines to get it.
Okay. So far we've all
to do anything.
Okay.
so
That's
far
true.
we've all picked our game second, so we didn't do a good enough job of
I
ruining
picked mine
these.
first.
That's true.
Oh, Sean picked his first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would then go probably Nicco's, because I like Monster Tamers.
Right.
Actually,
right.
Yeah.
swap mine and Nicco's. Nicco's is second, mine is third. So Bloodborne goes
Okay.
to second, Monster Tamer, because that's basically just Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. And
That's fair, actually.
and the mobile FE6 and 7 goes third, and then fourth goes the Banjo Threeie Last of Us. Just because I haven't even played Last of Us 2 yet, and I gotta play that before I can get the Banjo.
Mhm.
Yeah, you do. It's all
makes sense.
connected. Speaking of
What a
connected,
sentence.
connected starts with C and so does Chris.
Hey, that's me.
Nice. Good
I
seg.
would put Justin's 4th without a doubt because it sounds miserable. I like Fire Emblem gameplay, but the idea of being kept from it and stressed out with a timer and knowing that I have 2 years to do it would just make me not even want to try in the first place.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would just listen to Justin complain about it weekly and get my fill that way.
That's a good way of doing it.
Mhm,
That's a
mhm.
good idea, yeah.
I would then put Sonic Adventure 3 third because not being able to do the Sonic gameplay I want until 100 hours into the game sounds miserable.
Yeah.
One of my big complaints with this A2 is that there's only like 4 shadow levels. You know, imagining that, but even worse is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, Justin is not a good composer, and I would just be heartbroken in
not.
so many different ways.
You would just be like, "This Sonic music's supposed to be good."
Hey, you take that back. Justin is a very talented composer.
Justin sucks. I hate
Yes.
his music. He's never made a good beat.
Never
Uh,
once.
Have you
Never
ever
once.
heard his song Deathloop
just-
$20 game?
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was my
would
musical.
put it-
Oh, man.
It's,
Uh,
it's no Julian Edelman, which I hate that song. But anyway,
Buckets.
I would put Bloodborne Pokemon second, just because I like Pokemon. It would finally get me to play a Souls game, so that'd be
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, that is one upside of that.
And of course, Banjo, Last of Us.
yeah,
Playing as
just-
Boggy's grandchildren to uncover and get revenge on whoever murdered
Yeah.
Banjo.
Nice.
Like, what more do you need?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, that's
dude.
just
That's a gripping
hilarious.
narrative.
Delicious Wawa.
No Wawa. I hate the Wawa
The
part.
Sizzli is
Wawa.
pushing you along.
Sizzlies.
Yeah, the Wawa.
Dude, three
God.
Three's
have a
really
level.
guzzling that Sizzli.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like your health pickups are just Wawa like chicken.
I like
It's collectibles. It's all Wawa, condiment packets and stuff like that. There could be a Wawa versus Sheets Turf Wars level, right? Like there's some good
they
stuff
can't.
here.
They can't mention Sheets. It'd have
Yeah.
to
Oh,
be
they
like
can't.
they'd have to be a knockoff brand.
They
Yeah.
have a red building called Shits because it's rare, right?
Yes.
So they'd make
Yeah.
Shits over there, and it would just
Right.
be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Shout out
Well,
to them, by
boys.
the way. We follow them on Twitter.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
We do.
We do. Hatch.
Wow, man. Well,
It's one of
We
5
did it.
accounts Crub follows. I think we did a good job of making 2 terrible games, a funny game, and then a genre bending work of art. And
Yeah.
I'll let the listener decide which is which.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even know which ones you're referring to.
It's like art. We can all take something different from it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of a
Absolutely.
Crub Direct. And at the end of the day, most Twitter will just say that it is a 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
And be like, they
We're a
didn't
Silk
release
Song.
Where's Silk Song?
Gosh.
Where's the Smash reveal?
Yeah.
Where's Bloodborne
That said-
3?
That said, put your ideal game in the comments and let other commenters monkey's paw it. Be nice to each other. Thank you.
Be nicer
That
than
would
we
be
were to
cool.
Nicco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then we were to really. You got the bad end of the stick, Justin.
I don't know. Literally, we just like picked everything that you hated outside of like platforming and horses and puppets. But for Justin, it was just like, we're just not going to give you a game that you want to do.
Right.
We're just not
at
giving
least
it to
mine.
you. Just no.
Like you guys avoided making mine a 2D platformer, and for that I'm thankful.
Hmm.
Although I do think turn-based is worse.
But do you know what I'm also thankful for? This week's
What are you thankful
Patreon question of the week. This one
Let's
is
go.
if you would like
Let's
to
go.
ask a question on the week that we answer on the episode, sign up to the Patreon, patreon.com/crub, and you can find the form to put your questions in there. This one
Yeah.
is a little bit topical as of the recording of this episode. It is from TK Hub World, and the question is, Thanksgiving is this week, while I am typing it at least. Do you guys have any traditions for the holiday? Nicco, I'll let you start first.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I was gonna ramp up to it and start with these two knuckleheads, but yeah, I'll go first. So basically, well, my family like I have a very like when I go home to my parents' house, it used to be that the night before Thanksgiving, everyone from high school would go out to the same bar, but that bar recently closed. There's another bar that people will probably go out to, but people had already been going to that bar, and the crowd is slightly different. And by that, I mean the Venn diagrams were two circles of people who went to that old bar and people who go to this bar. And the people at the old bar that closed were people that I liked very much in high school. And the people at the new bar, some of them I liked very much in high school, but for the most part, there are people that I'm just like, yeah, I could take them or leave them. And now, mind you, we still go there Thanksgiving morning, in which the better crowd is present 100% of the time. Because everyone eats in Lebanese, we all know where to go. We all go to the same places. And so I hang out with all of my my Lebanese friends and my cousins in the morning at like 7 a.m. on Thanksgiving and drink. And then we, my parents are together. My parents are very much married, but it's almost like I have a divorced family because I have to go to my dad's side and my mom's side for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
And so we, both sides have great food. My mom's side, I tend to favor a little more because they make Lebanese food, and I don't like turkey. I think turkey is like an inferior poultry. But basically, then I just drink a lot and usually take a nap at some point. There are a couple new babies in the family this year.
Thanksgiving.
I don't necessarily love that because
You should
it
link
takes
them to our
attention away
podcast.
from me. No, I'm just kidding. I love my little cousins, but yeah. So that's it, man. There's football on. The Birds already played this week, so I could not really care less.
It's a new week.
Yeah. Sean and Chris.
John.
I just go to Thanksgiving so I don't get fined.
Right. That's true.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always dodging those fines. I worked retail for a while, so I didn't have Thanksgiving traditions anymore because my Thanksgiving tradition was to work at a retail store on Thanksgiving and hear, "Hey, it sucks to have you guys working today, don't it?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, it sure does, man."
You're here.
Nice.
You're still here though.
Yeah.
So now I just eat. We do a lasagna instead of a turkey here.
Ooh.
Also not a big turkey guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That's
awesome.
awesome.
Oh, I am doing Friendsgiving this year with some of my like friends from high school, which is great.
You get
Yeah.
lasagna.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the faculty to cook at my parents' house, so I have to make. So I'm gonna make pumpkin, goat cheese, red pepper flakes, guacamole. It's a better combo than you would expect.
Okay.
It works very well. Justin, what are your traditions?
So my mom always makes this one specific dish that we only ever get for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it is a sweet potato casserole, and the top is lined with marshmallows.
That's awesome.
So that way the marshmallows get burnished from the oven, and the entire casserole is always like made and put together. We never really get that any other time of the year for some reason.
Yeah.
So that's like our main thing. Also, the other tradition is that I always have to say grace. Like I'm the designated grace person. We've had
Right.
Well, you're famous.
that's
Yeah, you
true.
are
First off, I'm
famous.
famous, and second off, we've had family friends come to our Thanksgiving dinner, and they were pastors, and I still had to do the grace.
No pressure, man.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And I'm
wow.
just like,
That's awesome.
A steward of God is here judging my grace. So
Yeah.
this year we might shake it up
Wow.
and say some dumb stuff during the grace. I don't know. We'll see what we do.
Yeah, dude.
Gosh.
Be thankful for the Crubcast give the Crubcast a shout out in your Thanksgiving speech. Film it for the Patreon.
Okay,
Just like wish a crappy first person camera view.
I can do that.
Gosh.
Christopher.
I have a weeb question.
Yes.
Is burnish a word? Because I thought it was just a thing from Promare.
Burnish is like it being a little bit browned on the top.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that a
Yeah.
weeb question?
Because it's Promare's an anime. And Promare's
I knew what you
on
meant,
fire.
Justin.
Yeah.
we'll get into it in the post show. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we will.
Okay.
thank you all so
I
much
was
for
hoping
hanging
that
out
one
with
would
us.
hit a little harder.
God.
Yeah.
No, I'm thankful for everyone who listens to the Crubcast. Shout out to all
Yeah,
of you.
y'all great.
Me too. Yeah. Shout out to all of you. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, or for our post hoc listeners, if you have celebrated Thanksgiving, from us to you, we love you. Thank you for listening. Justin, take us away.
U.S. Thanksgiving.
Yes, United States Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
true.
Stefan and Brody.
Shout out to Stefan. He's one of the Foreskin brothers.
What does that even mean?
Bye-bye, everybody.
What does that
Bye,
even
guys.
mean?